What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Sleep Token. Yes, indeed, Sleep Token fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Charles B, and this is actually one of Charles B's 3 prioritized requests for the month of May for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Charles. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Charles wanted to see me react to this song by Sleep Token called Say That You Will. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, yeah, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. As always, Charles has provided us with a little bit of an intro for me to read to you all, so here we go. After briefly rewinding the clock back to their 2018 non-album single Jaws, we return to Sleep Token's 2019 album Sundowning. This track, Say That You Will, was released in late October in 2019 as part of their unique rollout of dropping each song from the album every 2 weeks right at sunset in the UK. Say That You Will continues Sleep Token's genre experimentation, this time mixing their ambient elements with some pop sensibilities, oh boy, to go alongside their approach to prog. Alright, let's see, this was posted by Sleep Token, surprise, surprise, and the video has 446,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Sleep Token, Say That You Will, Visualizer. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Or is that a word to say my love, or just a gesture in tongues? Well, I live to guess your sorrow, and you live to empty my lungs. You've got me up in a frenzy again, and I know you're planning to leave in the end. Till the sweat and
we were doing so good with Sleep Token. We really were. There have been like 3 songs in a row by Sleep Token that I've really enjoyed. I was really hoping that trend would continue. I was really hoping that this song would have been a 4 in a row.
That's my style. I like to kick 'em when they're down.
If the song continues like this, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say the streak has been broken, and we'll have to wait until the next one, I guess, to try and get a new streak going. Because, folks, I'm not digging this. I'm really not. It's just not my thing, man. It's not my bag. It's not my cup of tea. They're not doing anything wrong, per se. I'm not hearing anything bad, per se. It's just droning. It goes back to the other songs that I've heard from them that I wasn't a fan of either. It's just droning on and on and on. Yeah, they add the piano. That's nice, I suppose. The accents on the and of 4 and on the E of 1 of the next measure. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And, that's actually 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Yeah, I mean that's nice. That's cool. It definitely is helping. And look, every single thing helps that is slightly interesting. But this is absolutely not for me. I can already tell you. Now, look, in typical fashion, I have paused about a little before halfway. How much do you want to bet? Okay, hold on. 4. 4 divided by 3. About a minute and 20, 240. We're almost at 240. How much do you want to bet at about the 3-minute mark? That'll give us about a minute and 45 to go. How much do you want to write a bet right around here at the 3-minute mark? All of a sudden it's going to kick in. Well, that's nice and all. That's wonderful. I'm glad it would have kicked in. But the thing is, you've already lost me as a listener. You've already lost me. The last song I did a reaction to earlier this month, actually, was a great example of spacing it out and spraying it out. Having those heavy parts come in equidistant. So yeah, well, you weren't having to fight your way 2/3 of the way through the song to finally get to the good stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is just not for me, man. It really isn't. Let's keep going. I hate to say it, but let's get this over with. Coming up on that 3-minute mark. Let's see if I'm right. I was right.
I am the hype.
301. It kicks in. Man, did I call it? Oh my goodness, I called it. Wow. I didn't think it was going to be that accurate. I thought I was going to say 3 minutes and maybe, 3:10, 3:12, 3:15. Nope, it was right seriously at like 3:01 when it kicked in. Wow. Wow. Can we say predictable? Oh, look, okay, I'm glad it kicked in. I am glad it kicked in. But like I said earlier, it's too late. It's too late. The only reason I'm still engaged is because I'm pausing and I'm talking to you. If I had just been listening to this on my own with nobody around, no filming, just me listening to this, By the time we got to the 1.5 to 2 minute mark, I would have either fallen asleep or I would have hit next and skipped to the next song because I would have been over this already. So it's too late. It's too late. I'm glad they're kicking it in now for the sake of me listening to it now, here in this moment, under these circumstances. Sure, yeah, it's going to help you stay awake for the rest of the song probably. But like I said, if I were just listening to this on my own for the first time, I would have skipped ahead already. I would have been on the next song already, at least a minute before this. So it's too late. I'm sorry, but it's too late. Am I right about that 3? Wow. Yeah. Not the worst. Not the worst song I've heard from Sleep Token, but it's definitely down there. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Sleep Token with Say That You Will. This was a request from Charles B, and this was actually one of Charles B's 3 prioritized requests for the month of May for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Charles. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. Let's just get to it. Let's just rip off the Band-Aid. And as Bob Barker once said,
Okay, let's put an end to this pathetic hoedown.
on a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give that a 5.4. Yeah, 5.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
It's not the worst song I've heard from Sleep Token, but it's far from one of their best ones. Oh man, I feel bad too. We were on such a good roll. We had like 3 songs in a row from Sleep Token that I really dug. Like 3 in a row. 3 songs on the channel in a row that I really enjoyed. And I was really hoping this was going to make it 4. Unfortunately, that did not happen. We went right back to the droning again. And good Lord, you talk about predictability. I even called it. I was like, how much you want to bet? And like right around the 3-minute mark, it's going to come in intense. It's going to come in with the intensity. And good Lord, right before it hit 301, boom, it hit. Wow. I sometimes I amaze even myself. But listen, it really wasn't that hard to guess. You just have to follow the formula that they've done in the past. You know, and I hate to say it, but that kind of makes it a little predictable. Now, as I have said in the past, is there anything wrong with predictability? There isn't anything wrong with it because, look, they find a formula that works for them and they make it work, you know, and they put it through the paces. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, they know they understand their demographic, they know their demographic, and that's what they want, so that's what they're going to give them. Nothing wrong with that. That's what leads to album sales, without question. And not only that, but along with that predictability, like I've also said in the past, there comes a certain level of comfort. You know, the listener, there's no surprise, there's no shock. You know, I said it at the beginning. It wasn't a surprise when it did happen. I was surprised. The only thing I was surprised by was how accurate I was with my guess. I said it was going to be around the 3-minute mark. I was thinking seriously like 3:10, 3:12, 3:15, somewhere in there. Man, right at the 3-minute mark it dropped. That's the only thing that kind of shocked me was how accurate I was with my guess. The fact that they did it, that wasn't a surprise. That wasn't a shock at all. We saw that coming a mile away. The first 2/3 of the song. Look. Vessel's voice, okay? It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It definitely fits the mood and tone and style of the song, without question. It's very fitting, and I will give him all the credit in the world for it. Is it an impressive singing display here? No. Not really. He stayed within pretty much. I mean, I've heard him be far more impressive vocally on other songs. He stayed within, 6 notes on this song? He didn't really venture outside those 6 notes. No octave jumps, no messing around like that. As far as notation goes, it was very simply done. But it was cleanly done, so I'll give it that. Instrumentally, it was just droning and droning and droning. And I heard, okay, did I hear the pop element? Sort of. I don't know if I would call those pop elements, if I'm being honest with you. It's the exact same drum elements we've heard in other songs. I don't know if I would really call that pop. The piano, I wouldn't call pop either. Again, we've heard that in other songs. Or maybe it is, and maybe it's just stereotypical of the other songs that I've heard from Sleep Token that have this format and this setup, you know, with the piano. It's not the first time I've heard this. I'm looking for the pop elements. I'm really not seeing them. I'm not. Comparatively to what we've heard from them in the past, I don't see how this is really any different as far as looking at the at the pop elements being mixed in. I'm not seeing it. Even when the song dropped in, I wouldn't really call that pop. More electronica than pop for sure. But well, maybe that's what he means by pop. Maybe that's how Vessel describes pop, is electronica. Well, then in that case, yeah, it's there. It just really didn't do anything for me personally. I'm gonna be straight with you folks. I'm glad I don't ever have to listen to this again. Absolutely not my thing. But at the same time, nothing was bad, nothing was horrible, but nothing was really all that great either. I can't even say it was really good or even pretty good. Across the board, it was all okay. It was okay. I know there are people who love this, and there are people who, you know, really enjoy listening to this. Listen, good for you. I'm glad you enjoy it. I sincerely am glad that you enjoy it. I'm not one of those people, man. I'm just not. This was not my thing. I'm really hoping the next Sleep Token song I do is more geared toward like what I've heard on the last 3 prior to this one. So we can get back on that track. But yeah, it's just not for me, man. It's not for me. And to be honest with you, even looking at it objectively, it wasn't impressive at all. It's I hate to say stereotypical, but it kind of was. It to the point where I was able to guess exactly where the drop was going to come in. No, I mean, it's an okay job, and that's why I'm giving it the okay rating of 5.4. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? we got a 5.4, which is an okay scale rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a C+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.